Sa gitna ng mga bagong pagsubok na kinakaharap ng rehiyon, mahalaga na mapanatiling matatag ang ugnayan at kooperasyon ng mga bansang bumubuo ng Association of Southeast Asian Nations o ASEAN. Bagay na binigyang prioridad ng Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. sa paglahok niya sa ika-42nd ASEAN Summit sa Labuan Bajo, Indonesia.
My participation will serve to promote and protect the interests of our country, including our continued efforts towards economic growth, attaining food and energy security, promoting trade and investment, combating transnational crimes such as the trafficking in persons, and protecting migrant workers in crisis situations, amongst others. The leaders of ASEAN will also exchange views on pressing issues of common concerns, such as developments in the South China Sea, the situation in Myanmar, and major power rivalries, amongst others.
Ang pagkakaroon ng matibay na ugnayan sa mga kalapit na bansa at tapat na hangarin tungo sa kaunlaran ng rehiyon ang nagbubuklod sa atin kahit na magkaiba man ang ating mga lahi. Dahil ito ang magsisilbing susi sa ating mga pangarap na hatid ng isang bagong Pilipinas. Sa loob ng 2 araw na pakikipagpulong ni Pangulong Marcos Jr., naging abala ito para ilatag ang agenda ng Pilipinas at sa mga usaping pangkapayapaan at kaunlaran.
The President has many goals here. Essentially, the Philippine goals, they can be in terms of political, security, economic, and also social. Essentially, when we say ASEAN centrality, the President will also call for strengthening yung mga ASEAN-led mechanisms, like the East Asia Summit, the ASEAN Regional Forum, where ASEAN is the chair, and then where all the other countries, or most of the other countries in the region are represented. And ang discussion will be on issues affecting regional security. And that is where ASEAN can actually play a leading role in at least discussing the issues. So the President will be championing those points.
Dala ang temang ASEAN Matters, Epicentrum of Growth, sa pangunguna ni President Joko Widodo ng bansang Indonesia. Bilang chair ng ASEAN Summit sa taong ito, pag-uusapan ng iba't ibang pinuno ng bansang miyembro ng ASEAN ang mga napapanahong pagsubok na kinakaharap ng rehiyon.
At the moment, the global economy is not fully recovered. Major power rivalries continue to sharpen. Global dynamics becomes more unpredictable. And thus begs the question, will ASEAN remain to be a spectator? Will ASEAN remain silent? And will ASEAN be capable of being an engine for peace and economic growth? I am confident that we are confident that ASEAN is capable as long as we hold a key element, unity. Therefore, onwards, ASEAN must continue to increase efforts to strengthen economic integration, reinforce inclusive cooperation, including through the implementation of the RCEP, and strengthen the regional health architecture, food security, energy resilience, and financial stability. Let us work hard to realize ASEAN Matters, Epicentrum of Growth.
Ilan sa mga isinulong ng Pangulong Marcos ang pagtugon sa mga panibagong hamon na patuloy na nakakaapekto sa Pilipinas.
I would say the key priorities on the economic are food and energy security, addressing the impact of climate change, promoting trade and investment, And also another new important issue that ASEAN is now addressing is combating transnational crime, especially trafficking in persons. Those online job scams, mga ganyan. That is something now which is affecting many ASEAN countries. So we will be issuing a statement, the leaders, on this, and this will now be an issue in the agenda, of the ASEAN. Trafficking in persons, especially online scams, online job scams.
Karugtong nito, nakipagpulong din si Pangulong Marcos Jr. kasama ang mga pinuno ng ASEAN sa iba't ibang sektor upang malaman ang mga hamong kinakaharap ng rehiyon at mapag-aralan ang mga bubuing mekanismo para agarang matugunan ito. Katulad ng ASEAN Leaders Interface with Representatives of ASEAN Interparliamentary Assembly o AIPA, kung saan kasama ang parlamentarya ng mga bansa sa ASEAN. Kanilang ilalatag ang polisiya para isulong ang ugnayan sa pagitan ng mga bansa na siyang bubuo ng 2045 ASEAN Agenda. Hinarap din ng mga pinuno ng ASEAN ang mga kabataang kumakatawan sa ASEAN Youth para malaman ang kanilang mga hinaing at suwestyon sa mga isyong napapanahon.
For us, sa inclusivity, we are working on better policies to how do we include the rural communities, because yung problema po is we have all of the policies in place, but there is a huge digital gap, most especially in rural communities, especially in the Philippines. Very maganda yung context sa atin because of our archipelagic state. So in the provinces, there's a lot of communities who are still not connected. So we have crafted policy recommendations on how to better address these problems, like the basic ones, basic broadband connectivity and infrastructures.
Personally, as a peace advocate working on the ASEAN digital literacy, I am lobbying for establishing a special committee to eliminate online platforms like doing illegal activities or fraudulent activities. So basically, we're pushing for that, and we're also pushing that digital literacy should be included in the education curriculum.
Naging makabuluhan din ang naging usapin sa ginawang ASEAN Leaders Interface with Representatives of ASEAN Business Advisory Council o ASEAN-BAC, kung saan dinaluhan ito ng mga miyembro ng malalaking negosyante sa rehiyon.
ASEAN Business Advisory Council is quite active, particularly under the chairmanship of Arshad Rashid of Indonesia, and he has in fact been traveling from country to country. I met him and he visited the Philippines. Okay, and in his presentation, he again highlighted the issues that the ASEAN-BAC would like to address to further help integrate and push the growth of the ASEAN region.
At ang ASEAN Leaders Interface with High-Level Task Force on ASEAN Communities Post-2025 Vision, kung saan napag-usapan ng paglatag ng roadmap para isulong ang kaunlaran, kapayapaan at seguridad sa rehiyon sa kabila ng hamon na idinulot ng pandemya at ang pagtugon sa krisis sa Myanmar. Sa hiwalay na pagpupulong para sa 15th PIMP-IAGA Summit, binigyang pagpapahalaga ni Pangulong Marcos ang pagpapalakas ng ugnayan ng mga bansa para maisulong ang pang-ekonomiyang kaunlaran sa mga lugar na natutukoy sa BIMP-IAGA.
BIMP-IAGA is really driven by projects, infrastructure projects within that corridor, sub-region, connecting the regions of the whole of, for the Philippines is Mindanao and Palawan, and for Indonesia, I think the Sulawesi, Manado part, and of course the whole of Brunei and Malaysia. So ito yung mga undeveloped areas na I think because of geographical proximity, we can, through BIMP-IAGA, you can develop connectivity and also develop the trade, trade in this area. Kasi history kasi mostly yung development starts from the capital, yung bang from the center. So this one, ang purpose ng BIMP-IAGA is to initiate development in this parang areas that really needs development. In addition, there's a great potential for our halal products because this BIMP-IAGA region are really predominantly Muslim. So there is a large potential for Philippines to be a leader in halal.
Nagkaroon din ng mga hiwalay na pagpupulong ang Pangulo sa ginawang bilateral meeting sa pagitan ng bansang Laos, Vietnam at Timor-Leste, kung saan napag-usapan ang ilang makahalagang bagay sa pagitan ng dalawang bansa. Ito rin ang unang pagkakataon na dumalo ang Timor-Leste sa ASEAN Summit under observer status. Sa loob ng 2 araw na pagdalo ng Pangulo sa ginawang 42nd ASEAN Summit, hindi lamang naging matagumpay kundi makahulugan din ang kanyang naging partisipasyon para maisulong ang interes ng bansa sa rehiyong Asia-Pasipiko, lalo na para bigyang diin ang kahalaga ng pagkakaroon ng pandaigdigang sistema ng mga patakaran na nagsusulong ng seguridad, kapayapaan at kaayusan ng rehiyon.
During our meeting with the ASEAN leaders, I emphasized the importance of upholding the international rules-based system which has underpinned regional security, peace, and order in our region. On the South China Sea, I reaffirmed the Philippine commitment to the peaceful resolution of disputes and advocated for a rules-based maritime order anchored on 1982 UNCLOS. I believe that the summit was a success in that it charted the new directions that were initiated by the chairman, President Widodo, and with the concurrence of all the member states. And many new ideas were ventilated, and many of those were adopted. And we will hopefully see some progress on the political front and certainly on the economic front.
Walang imposible sa rehiyong nagkakaisa para harapin at pagtagumpayan ng anumang hamon ng panahon. Magkakaiba man ang ating pinanggalingan, tayo ay pinagbubuklod ng hangaring tungo sa pangkalahatang kaunlaran at kapayapaan, sa mabisang pagtitimon ng ating pamahalaan at ang pinagtitibay na pakikipag-ugnayan sa ibang bansa. Maaaninag ang liwanag na dala ng isang bagong Pilipinas.